Okay,
All right.
Mr. Nakia, if you can hear. So I just introduced you as our new member. You just found out that you're Bamileke. And if you can
I can
introduce
hear
yourself.
you.
Okay, there you go.
Here I am. How you doing? Peace to everybody. How you doing today?
Peace and blessings, Sister Nakia.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I took the maternal lineage test through African ancestry, and I found out I'm Bamileke from my maternal lineage. Bamileke on my maternal line there. So really blessed to find that out. It's been a long time coming. I've always wondered. So I'm very thankful.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Welcome to the family.
Very thankful to be here.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like knowing who you are.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure that Brother Marco gonna get us to introduce ourselves so you can know exactly who we are. He's the moderator today. Brother Marco, it's yours
Okay.
now. Go ahead, Brother Marco, take over.
Do y'all want to give it 5 more minutes or do y'all want to get started?
Okay, sure. So you guys got 5 minutes to share anything you want to share,
All right. I want to introduce myself. A lot of you on air already know me because I've been part of the Reconnected Grassfields group for a while. But I haven't been on any of the recent conference calls because of work. And I'm off today. So I said I'm going to participate. And Brother Moncom asked me to host it because I know Brother Thomas. Brother Thomas helped me reconnect in Cameroon. He got my paperwork for me, my letter and everything for travel. And he taught me a lot over the years. Most of what I know about the Tikar people, I learned from Thomas, and I learned from a notable of Ban Kim and another notable from my chiefdom, Watikar. So Thomas, currently, he's been there for my induction ceremony on my first trip to Cameroon and my second trip to Cameroon. Thomas was there. And Thomas is also the founder of the history and culture group of the T-Car people. And that's the best, that's the best group on social media to learn about the T-Car people. There's no other group on social media that teaches as much information as Thomas teaches in that group. Thomas, would you like to introduce yourself? Thomas is he's from Bandam, but he is also a notable an advisor to the King of Watikon, the chiefdom that I'm a part of.
Hello. Good evening, dear brothers and sisters. I'm called Niba Thomas Cyprien Destin. I'm from Bandam Kingdom. I'm also from Bankim Kingdom. I am a notable of Watikon Kingdom. My title is Njichikon Watikon, which means the advisor, the main advisor of the king. I wish you good day. I welcome you, and I wish to see you in the Chika land very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, and thanks for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess I'm gonna introduce myself, and then everyone gonna introduce themselves. Then we can go back to Thomas again. So you guys all know me. So Monkam Tienche, which is both my name. So I was born in Cameroon. I grew up in Cameroon as a Bamileke man. I was born in the central part of Cameroon, a place called Balmayo, which is in the Ewondo area. Grew up in Cameroon. I moved in the UK about 30 years ago. And, a couple of years, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided that, I need to put something in place to help the brother and sister who just found their roots in Cameroon, and specifically in the Grassfield, because that's where I feel that I could find somebody who got the knowledge to educate our brother and sister. So I've created the Reconnected Grassfield, and then I'm so helpful for brothers like Brother Marco, Sister Avanti, everyone here to be able to support that, and then to be able to come together to learn about not only the culture left home, but the culture created outside home as well. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna add, and I'm just happy for everyone to be here today.
Does everybody want to introduce themselves?
Sure. Hi, my name is Nakia, and this is my first time joining the meeting here. I'm not on social media, but I posted a YouTube video when I got my results that my maternal lineage was a match with the Bamileke. A little bit about me: I was born in Arkansas. I'm 50 years old. I was born in 1974. I really did not know anything about Africa until I went to college in the 90s. And I began people would ask me, where am I from? That's the first time I ever began to get a curiosity about Africa, because everybody always thought I was from there, but I had no idea where until I started DNA testing. And I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife. My husband is from the Gambia, West Africa. So yeah, I lived in Chicago over 20 years. Now I'm living out in the country in Mississippi the last couple of years. So yeah, I can't wait to come home. I can't wait to see people that look like me and embrace me. I always felt different, and I'm just excited about this journey, and I'm blessed to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Nakia. Anybody want to go next? Introduce themselves.
I'll go next. I'm Sister Mutian. I'm in Chicago, and I have traced my matrilineal line to the Massa in northern Cameroon, the extreme north of Cameroon. And I was welcomed home by my family there, and they gave me the name Farida, which Mutiat is the name I gave myself, so that's the name I'm more commonly known as. And I'm just happy to be with my cousins, the Tikar and the Bamileke. So as usual, it's a good Sunday. Thank you.
Hi, my birth name is Audrey McLaren. My Tikar name is Tikar. I've been living in Canada for 25 years. I'm a teacher, guidance counselor. I'm in education. I found out that I'm Tikar Bubi Ausen Fulani in October of 2019. What else can I say? I am married, no children. And I'm a poet, I'm a historian. I love to read, I love to write. And I must say that since I found out who I am in terms of culture and clan, I have educated and empowered my family. It is an ongoing process, but they are taking the steps, small though they be, in shedding the blinds of colonialism and removing the chains from their mental state. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Doris. My Bernie, one of my ancestral name. I've taken my tests and I got results back as Tikar, Booby, Fulani Hausa. I was born and raised in Chicago, now in North Carolina for 15 years off and on. And let's see, I love doing genealogy. I love history. I love gardening. I'm a mother and grandmother, and I can't wait to learn so much more so I could continue teaching it to my family and those that surround me that don't know.
Hello, my name is Jerry. I am in North Carolina as well. I could tell by that accent that the sister spoke that been in Chicago. I said, that's a North Carolinian. But anyway, I'm a retired corrections officer and I do research. I'm a historian. I love doing what I do to find out who I am and reconnect to my family. I'm Yoruba. I have Igbo. I'm Hausa. My cousin, Brother Malcolm, is on here. We are related from DNA testing. We know we are related. So I can go on and on and on. So I'm going to make mine very short. But anyhow, that's just a part of me. My wife, she is also Tikar.
Thank you, Brother Jerry. Thank you, my
Hi,
cousin.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm using my phone today. I'm usually on my computer.
Are you still there, Ms. Beryl?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not I don't know if I'm using this right on my phone. Do I have to hold this blue button?
Well, there's usually a mic symbol down in the lower left corner. Or that's how it appears on my phone. And as long as your mic is on, everybody can hear you. But after you're speaking, it'll be good to turn the mic off just to prevent any background noise.
Okay. So you can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm also from Chicago. Um I just turned 59 and I'm married but separated. I'm married to a Ghanaian. And so I have spent some time in Africa. I've never been to Cameroon, and I'm looking forward to going at some point. I'm living out here in the desert in West Texas for the time being. I've been out here for 10 years, but shortly I'll be moving back to my home state, Illinois. And I'm really interested in all the lessons that you guys have. It's just that I've been so busy. I'm a teacher, I'm a social worker, and I do holistic healing, mostly on the weekends. So I just haven't had a lot of time lately. But you will be seeing me more. I'll try to participate as much as I can. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have a lot of educators in this meeting today.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll go next. I'm Jackie Davenport, and I'm Bamileke. That is what I learned through my DNA testing through African ancestry. And I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California. I was born in the Bay Area, which is like San Francisco end, not the Los Angeles end with the crazies. I'm on the other side. I'm retired from the high-tech industry where I was a project manager. And I'm just very grateful for this group. Sundays have become one of my favorite days of the week because I know that I'll get a chance to see folks who look like me and appreciate us. And yeah, Nakia, welcome, my sister. As I was looking at you, I was like, she could be my little sister, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. You definitely look. You look like some of my family. Seriously. My roots are all in Arkansas and Tennessee. That's where my parents, grandparents in the South.
Okay, well, my mom was from, my mother and my father were from Meridian, Mississippi. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the generation that was born out here, but doing some research, I know I have some roots not only in Mississippi, but also in the Carolinas as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Now I know where I really come from.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to introduce themselves?
Brother Michael, real quick, I did want to say, I forgot it, that I'm also Kisana out of Burkina Faso. I am Fulani. I have Igbo, Hausa. I'm mixed up of a lot of stuff, so just want to make sure I get that in.
Okay. I saw another Bamileke royal in the group. Can you introduce yourself, Mr. Tagni? Mr. Tagni is a Bamileke. He's one of the royals, one of the Bamileke chiefdoms.
Yes.
I wanted to add also that I'm Bamileke, guys.
Okay.
Yes, I have a problem. I don't know. Greetings to everyone.
Greetings.
Yeah, I have a problem. Yes, my name is as Mr. Gordon has already introduced me. I'm Tani Chamu. Yes, traditionalist. A traditionalist is somebody that knows a lot concerning tradition and spiritualities, Tikar and Bamileke. Yes, Tani is a title because I have children, I have twins. I have some children that came in this, with feet. Yes, they remove it inside there with feet. Yes, I'm here at the reconnected Grassfield as a participant sometimes, and I'm also the one that used to work in partnership with a lot of kingdoms, and I also as that work is concerned, yes, I'll also work the case of Mr. Gordon and Jason. Yes. So, any question? If you have any question concerning Bamileke tradition and even Tika, even Bantu, yes, I'm here to answer the questions. Thank you.
So if I have to rephrase what Tani says, first, Tani, that's a title you get when you got twins. So if you're a woman and then you're Bamileke, I don't know how they call it in Chika. If you're a woman and then you got twins, in Bamileke, they call you Mani. So the husband is called Tani. And it's a title we are very, very respected in the Bamileke land. So to rephrase what he said, when he says that he was working on Brother Gordon case, him and one of the prophet, the Bamileke prophet, they was able to pinpoint exactly where Brother Gordon, living family, was in Cameroon. So they're on the process of connecting him with his living family at the moment. So it happened that Brother Gordon came from a royal family in the Bamileke village called Bacham. So they actually speak with the king at the moment to make that connection happen when we go to Cameroon. So that's what he's saying. So the prophet can actually see so many things. He can connect through the sacred forest, and he can give you information about yourself. Yeah. That's what he did.
Did everybody get a chance to introduce themselves?
No, this is Edith Massey. I'm here in Southwest Georgia, south of Atlanta, about 200 miles. I'm in Albany. I am approaching 69. I'm 68 and a half. I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother of 4, a grandmother of 11, and a great grandmother of 2. And I am of Tikar. My maternal line is Tikar. I did African ancestry, and I'm glad to be a part. I have to apologize to cousin Tani for the 3 a.m. Contact. Please forgive me. I'll do better. But I am Tikar.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Did
you.
everybody introduce themselves? Anyone else?
I think we can probably move on to Thomas, and then maybe come back after when anyone feel like they want to do that.
Okay, Brother Thomas, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? I already said Brother Thomas runs the History and Culture Tikar group on social media, and it's the most informative group on the Tikar people online. I don't think you're going to find any place else where you're going to learn more about the Tikar people than the History and Culture group that Thomas is the founder of. Thomas, can you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit more about yourself?
Okay. As I said, my name is Nigba. I've written many books in Chika, civilization, and history. I have a Facebook group that's called Histoire Civilisation Chika, which is in French. I can translate in English, Chikari History and Civilization. So from that page, Facebook page, you can learn more from Chikari History and Civilization. You can learn more about as far as Chikari culture is concerned. So I'm a teacher, government technical school teacher. I'm working in the Bamileke zone around Chang, but I'm a Chika. I grew up in the Chika land, so I'm waiting for any question as far as Chikari culture is concerned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Thomas. Can you just give everybody a brief history of the Tikar people, how the Tikar people was founded?
Okay. As far as I know, and what some other historian wrote, Chika is a mixture of two main people. The land that Chikari are occupying today is the land of the people that they call Tumu. The Chikari is the mixture of two people. The other people came from Bumlang about 900 years ago or 1,000 years ago. So there was a problem in the Bumland, and there are 3 main reasons that historians have given. The first reason for why those people left their motherland was that when one Boom king died, there was the notable were to choose a prince that was to succeed, that was to take the throne. And then there was a quarrel amongst those prince and princess. And then when the problem occurred, they drove them away. And when they drove them away, that's where they carry the name of Chinkalaje, which means in boom, get out from this place. And that's where came the name of Chikari. So they left their fatherland, the Boomland. They were going down around the Mbam River, and they met the Tumu people, and then they mixed together. They helped them to fight their enemies, and when they fought the enemies, then they created many Chika villages, many kingdoms. I will end there. I'm still waiting for your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Thomas. There are a lot of people that are descendants, a lot of groups that are descendants of the Tikar people. You have the Bamun. You have a lot of groups in the Northwest that are descendants of the Tikar, and many of them identify themselves as Tikar. But the original Tikar that are the combination of the Boom and the Tumu people. They speak the Tumu language, the Tikar language. Some of the other people that identify as Tikar, they don't speak the Tumu language. So the original Tikars that descend from the Boom and the Tumu people speak the Tikar or the Tumu language. So you might see some differences in culture too, because some of the chiefdoms in the Northwest, they have their own cultures, but they still identify themselves as Tikar.
Of course.
You have the Bamun, who many people think are Tikar, but they're not. They descendants of the Tikar. They are Tikar children, just like some of the groups in the Northwest. They are children of the Tikar. So you have a lot of us that discovered their Tikar roots through DNA testing, and when they have the desire to go back to Cameroon, and then when they go back to Cameroon, a lot of times they end up connecting with Bamilikes, they connect with Bamuns, they connect with different groups from the Northwest, thinking that they are the same people. They are descendants of the Tikar, but they are not the Tikar people you want to reconnect to. You want to connect to the Tikar people that descend from the Boom and the Tumu people, which there were 7 original kingdoms that came out of that union. And maybe Thomas could explain some of those kingdoms that came out of the original Tikar kingdoms.
All right. When the Mbum prince and princess came from the Mbum land, there were many villages, but those villages were the Tumu villages. So those Mbum prince and princess created or federated the villages of the indigenous people that were there, the Tumu people, and they created 7-man kingdom. I can name Bankim, Wachikon, Bandam, Gambechika, Jitam, Ntem, and Chi kingdoms. But beside those kingdoms, there are some other big villages, many villages that were created with some other prince and princess. But the main 7 villages that we call kingdoms are those that I've just gave the name. So my English language is very poor. You excuse me. I'm just managing. I'm a francophone. Thank you. I'm waiting for the next question.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Brother Thomas? Thomas can tell you anything about the Tikar people. So now's the time to ask whatever questions you have about the Tikar people and the culture.
Thank you.
I just got a quick
I
question.
have a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, brother, that's okay. I'll wait.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Ladies first.
Oh, well, I just wanted to know, what is the relationship between Bamileke and the Tikar? I'm Bamileke. I would like to know, what do they have some type of, ancestral ties? I'm new to this, so I'm learning. And I'd also like to know, what has been the interaction of Christianity and Islam with the Tikar and the Bamileke and other, indigenous groups, because I keep coming across information. My husband is Fulani, and it's kind of bittersweet to learn that in terms of the slave trade, that there were some Muslim groups. I'm not trying to bring up something negative, but I just want to know, what's the interaction between the Bamileke and the Tikar? That's my first question. And my second question is, what is the history of the religions in terms of in regard to the indigenous, ancestral beliefs? Like, how did the religions interact with indigenous African beliefs?
Okay. Can I say something?
Yes.
All right. You asked two questions. The first question is the relationship between the Bamileke and the Chikari people. As we know, there are many villages that were in the Bamileke area that were created by the Chika prince, as Bafusam, as Balen. There are many villages. I cannot name all of them. So those, the founders of those kingdoms, Bamileke kingdoms or villages, are created or were created by the Chikari prince that came from many Chikari kingdom in the Chikari land. That is the first the answer of your question. The second question was the religion. The Chikari religion is the religion of the ancestor that we call in the Chikari land Suti. Because in our tradition, Chikari thinks that we are connected to God through our ancestors. The first ancestor is God. And then God created the ancestor. When you worship your ancestor, when you talk to our ancestor, you reconnect to God. That's why in our tradition, we pour libation on our ancestor grave to plead, to ask them to pray for us so that we should connect to God. Then when how the Muslim religion came in our land, Chikari people fought a lot the Muslim. That's why if you reach the Chikari land, you see all the main villages, those ancestral villages are surrounded by the trench that we call in French the tranchée, because the Muslims were coming to impose their religion, the Muslim religion, and the Chikari did not accept that religion. That's why they were fighting the Muslim. And then the Muslims were coming with the horse. So those horses were falling inside the trench. Then the Chikari adopted the Muslim religion now because the first president of Cameroon was the Muslim, Amadou Ahidjo. So to get some facilities, to get some favors from that government, because when you are not praying as the president, you are against the religion of the president, you don't have some advantages. That's why Later on, the Chika adopted the Muslim religion, but we still practice our ancestral religion that we call Suti. And as far as the Christianism is concerned, it came from the colonialism when the white men came and colonized the population. So to have some advantages from the white man, from the colonialism, we should adopt their religion. That's why in the Chika land, you will see in the same family, they are Muslim, they are also Christian. I think that I've given some answers to your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Thomas. Does anybody else have any questions?
I think Brother Jerry had a question, so I'll after him.
Yeah, she did. She answered. She asked part of what I was going to ask. I'm glad she did. But anyway, I wanted to ask about just a little bit about the Bafa people. Where are they when you gave the two different villages of the Bamileke people and the Tikar people? And where do they tie in, or do they tie?
Did you say the Bafia people?
Yes, I believe you said. Because, in other words, the reason I'm asking that question, Brother Michael, is, okay, Brother Malcolm and I are related. I have Cameroonian roots, and I'm trying to make a connection here with me. I know he's Bafa, if I'm saying it correctly.
And the Bafang people or the Bafia people? The Bafang or the Bafia?
Okay, those are the people that I'm talking about. Where are they? Yes.
Which one is it? The Bafang or the Bafia? Because there's two.
Two. Yeah. Whichever one that you are, because of DNA connection.
Okay. So the Bafang people, yeah.
Bafang.
So they're in the Grassfield, in the Bamileke area. So they're not far to Bafoussam. Not far to Bafoussam. They're just in the Grassfield. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What I'm trying to do then is find that connection that he was just talking about, how the Tikar and the Bamileke people connected. How does this Bafan people connect as well?
The Bafan people, if you go to the place which is called the open camp, you're gonna find out, Brother Thomas says, there's a lot of villages who are created by the Chika. So you're gonna find some villages like Banka, which is created, by the Chika. Even so there's so many. It all depends. There's so many villages, and then again, like myself, I've got a link in so many different villages in the area. Meaning that the Chika link you got, I may not have it directly, but because my ancestor came from different places, from the Chika land and everything, so that's where that link is coming from.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I definitely believe that the link we got together is the Chika side.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The main Bamileke chiefdom that's like the viewed as kind of like the Bamileke headquarters is Bafoussam. And Bafoussam was founded by a Tikar prince. So many Bamileke chiefdoms that came out of Bafoussam. Bafoussam was founded by a Tikar prince.
I have a question. This is Edith Massey. I'd like to know if it's possible to plant a tree in Cameroon in a Tikar community. I'd like to know if Tikar are Bantu people. And are there female secret societies within Tikar? Thank you.
All right.
Brother
Can I say something?
Yes.
Let me start from the last question. Are there female secret societies? Of course, there are many secret societies in the Chika or Chikari land. And those secret societies, There are secret society that are for men. There are also the secret society that are for women. And there are some other secret society that take both men and women. It depends on the ceremony and it depends on what they are to do. There are many secret societies. They are the ones that are openly, they can show, they can make it show their activities openly. There are some other that they do their activities in the secret position, and then in the dark place. Those, if you are not initiated, you cannot go there. So there are women secret societies, and those societies depend on your category in the village. If you are a princess, there are secret society that are for the princess. If you are a queen mother, there are secret society for the queen mother. And if you are just a normal person in the society, there are also the secret society. So there are many, and we cannot name them here because we cannot give all the name. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Thomas. Does anybody else have any questions? Did that answer your question, sister?
Yes. What about the tree? Is it possible to plant a tree? Can you plant specifically the baobab tree?
Okay. Yes. When you want to recognize, when you go to the Chika land or the villages that are founded by the Chikari people in the Bamileke zone or in the Anglophone zone, you will notice that in those villages, you see those big trees that we call womb in Chika, that you call baobab. So we call them womb in Chika. That is the first sign to recognize the Chikari villages or the villages that are created by the Chikari descendant. The second thing that you can recognize the main Chikari villages are the trench, what we call in French tranché, those that surround the village. And let me come back to those trees that you find or you see in the Chikari land. Those trees were planted by the ancestor, and they were planted during some ceremonies. And my grandfather used to tell us that they used to plant those trees either to protect the village or either to make some spiritual practical. And they used to plant those trees with some other, how can I say, medicine, and with a virgin girl, young girl that is still virgin, and they put her, they dig the hole and they put her under before putting the tree on top of the girl. So that's why they used to tell us. Those trees have many explanation and many spiritual properties. Thank you very much.
I want to add that right now in Tikar land, they have an agricultural project where they're planting trees to combat deforestation. And so when you come, you know, you're more than welcome to plant a tree. If you want to plant a tree, we'll get in touch with somebody who's a part of the agricultural project, and you could plant a tree. They probably planting trees right now as we speak. It's nighttime in Cameroon, but they're planting trees right now in Tikar land.
I'm certain that there are more than one type of tree that's, that they plant. Am I correct about that? Or do they only plant baobab because of the ancestral significance?
Pardon?
She wanted to know. She wants to know if they plant more trees than just the baobab.
Yes, there are trees that they planted for normal consumption, as mangoes, as some other trees. There are also some white trees that are found in the forest and the savanna. But those baobab have the spiritual specification, but they are the natural baobab that we can find in the forest. Those one, they are just natural. But the baobab that you find in the village, those are the spiritual baobab. The ancestor planted them because they were doing some practical, either to protect the village, either to fight against the enemy. There are many reasons that, and those are the spiritual reasons that I cannot tell openly through the social media. Thank you.
I have a question. Two questions. One, after the baby's umbilical cord falls off, culturally, what do you do with it? And the second one is there a culture that the mother has to stay in within a specific number of days after giving birth?
Okay. For the what we call umbilical cordon, in the Chika land, when the mother put to bed, after cutting it, they make some ceremony, some practical, because if they neglect that umbilical cordon, for instance, if an animal like a rat takes it away, the child will have a lot of trouble. It will be maybe the harm robber in his life. So they make many ceremony. They hide it somewhere. They take some leaves, some spiritual leaves. They mix with the umbilical cordon, and they hide. They dig the hole somewhere in the right place. I will not tell you the name of those leaves. I saw it when my grandmother and my mother was doing it, because I have 7 children. So my mother used to do it for my children. And then if they neglect that umbilical cordon, all the family will have trouble through that child umbilical cordon. That's why they keep it very well. They hide it, and they know how to do it. And just the practical initiative, practical. You see, I cannot tell more. Then, as far as the mother is concerned, when the mother put to bed, there are some rites that they carry out to make the mother to recover quickly. And then there are some activities that the mother cannot do. And there are also some food that they prepare for the mother, so that the mother can be breastfeeding the child very well, and so that the child can grow up very well. I don't know whether I answer your question.
Is she allowed to say, go out and interact with the rest of the community, say as soon as the day after giving birth, or does she have to stay in for a few days?
Yes, she has to stay in the house, especially with the child, for some few days, because when the umbilical cordon falls, is the day when they carry the child to show the child to the population. So the child stays with the mother in the room until that umbilical cordon falls. And when it falls, they organize the ceremony, the traditional ceremony, to show the child to the population and then to bless the child. So there are many vegetable. There are some other things that they mix and then they put in front of people that are coming for the ceremony. There's also the palm oil, the natural palm oil that is put in those things. There's also the salt. So I don't know. I have some video in my computer. I will look for it, then I will send to you to see one of the ceremony when they show the child to the public. So the mother will come out with the child when that umbilical cordon falls. If that umbilical cordon has not fallen, the child will not go out. Thank you.
Thank you. One last question. Do you have a fertility right for females? Is there a specific ceremony or a fertility right that is carried out within each village for the females?
Yes, there are all those, what you can imagine for the human being, there are ceremonies for it. Even for the woman to give to birth, even when the woman is not given to birth, there are some ceremony that they practice, and there are some mixture of plant and other things that they give to the woman so that she can procreate. Even a man, when the man is not procreating, they also give him some other this thing. Even when the man is not powerful, just excuse me the word, there are also some drugs, the natural one that they give to him so that he should perform very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So just
does anybody else have any questions?
Is it the same thing for a Bamileke kid when the Bamileke is born, Brother Tani? Because I know that some people seem to think that there's a difference between us. Is it the same way? Can you hear me, Tani? We can't hear you. I think you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Okay. Yes, there is there are a lot of things that Mr. Thomas explained, that the same thing with Bamileke. Yes, when we use that food.
Hello.
Yes.
Any question?
Yes, I want to tell you that. Yes, I confirm everything that Mr. Thomas is talking about, the tradition. We will do as follow as he is explained. So we use egusi. That is we use egusi. We use granite, well, not granite, corn. Yes, from we used to run it and to mix with red oil, and we use some that umbilical cord that we have to bury under a special place. Then inside the house, either inside the house or inside the kitchen. Yes, and we share. So when that umbilical cord is cut, that remaining one, the father has to keep it very well, because the umbilical cord is the remain of the afterbirth, the placenta. You know that in our tradition is a man that bring the placenta. That's the reason why. That is the reason why they used to give back the placenta to the husband, and the husband has to bury that placenta under a banana trees. Yes, because that is the first thing. Because when the child come, when the child is born, they give the after birth, that is to call placenta to the husband. yes, or to the male, yes, and the man has to take it to a place under a banana tree, yes, banana tree or a plantain tree, and bury it. The symbol is what? When you bury the placenta under the banana tree, because the banana tree grows faster, and the banana tree also is a symbol of fertilization. It means that when you bury it like that, it means that normally the child will be somebody fertile, right? You notice that there are a lot of children that when they come to this world, they used to abandon the placenta in the hospital, and that is a very big mistake in our tradition, because the placenta is given by the male. That is the reason why the placenta doesn't remain inside the woman belly, yes, so stomach. So when she remove it, we do it. And even in the hospital, you don't have to give your child to any man when the bell is still open, when that hole is still open. So that is the reason why the man is right. You have to keep the child inside the room. Yes, and the only people that can go and touch the child and carry the child normally are the mother, the children, yeah, are the people from the mother side, because in our tradition they have the same stomach, because it's the woman that used to transfer to transfer energy and a lot of things. That's why, because the mother is normally is in our tradition, the mother is the one that can testify, because we saw the mother when she was pregnant, and we can confirm that the mother is the mother of the child. But concerning the man, is not there are a lot of doubts sometimes. So that is the reason why the main family, the mother family, are the family that used to that can touch the child when that umbilical cord is not yet fallen. So I confirm everything is also almost the same thing. It is just a little bit of difference concerning things, but that is the ceremony that goes with when you want to welcome the child, and whenever you want to do anything. And when the child bells is locked, is closed. When the umbilical cord falls, we are sure that now the child is not open, because the umbilical holes is is a hole where you can where we can transfer energy, and even the people can enter through the holes. That is why we really have to start the submission and to complete it's a big ceremony. So when the child is there, and even when they want to, there are something that they used to call a born house when they come to welcome the child. And now when when that umbilical cord has fallen, they say it's a ready. Everything is ready to be done to that child. You can give the danger. You can even go out on the street with the child, because even for vaccination and so on. So that is the main. That is all. That is what I wanted to add concerning that ceremony. Concerning the spirituality behind all those practice, yes. If somebody has a question concerning the spirituality behind it, I'm ready to answer. Thank you.
I mean, I've got another question. I'm sorry. That's for the two notable for the two of you, because what you both explain is on the context of somebody who's living not even in Cameroon but in the village. Because if you live in the city, you're not going to go to the hospital and say that I want to have that thing back so I can go and bury it. Like me, when my
You know what? You can
was,
do that in the United States. You can do that in the United States. You could ask them for your after birth and umbilical card. My son is 32 years old, so 32 years ago I asked him when my son was born. I asked him for my umbilical cord and the afterbirth. You know, my son's mother's family thought I was crazy, but I got they'll put it in a container for you. It looked kind of like a bucket. And after I got the umbilical cord and the afterbirth, me and my father buried it behind our house in New York.
So you knew about the whole thing already.
Yes.
Wow.
And Muslims do the same thing, you know, and they bury it with certain kind of food, so that when the negative entities they want to come to consume the umbilical cord and everything, they don't eat that. They eat what you put down there for them to eat instead. So you can request for your for the umbilical cord and the afterbirth at the hospital, you know, and they will give it to you. They'll put it in a container, look like a bucket, and they'll give it to you.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
I know that in Jamaica they bury the umbilical cord on a tree. It's not a specific tree because certain trees don't grow. For example, the banana grows where you have clay soil. So it has to be whatever tree you have in your yard. I know that I did not think of asking my mother what she did with the placenta because she only had 2 hospital births. Only my youngest brother and myself were born in the hospital. So all the other 13 births were home births. So, but I never thought of asking her what she did. But I know they bury the umbilical cord after it falls off under a tree in the yard. But there's no ceremony. They just bury it.
Okay, it's good to know.
Because we lost that part of the culture.
Okay, so you all know now. Don't leave it to the hospital. Take it home.
Yes. I also
You know, I was
want
just
to add something. Yes. Hello.
Or somebody
hi
Hello.
there,
trying to
hi
say
brother.
something.
Yes, I would
Okay.
like to add something. Yes, I would like to add something. Since she buried it under the tree, she did it the right way. She did the right way because that tree is a tree that produce flowers, and flowers I define, I regard it. Flower are fruit. You understand? So it means that there is no you did it without ceremony, but you connect that child to his native land. So you did very well.
Which brings me to a quick question. If she did it well without the ceremony, are you saying if you got the placenta and the umbilical cord and we did it in the United States and did not do a ceremony, that would still be okay, is my question.
Yes, because the ceremony is just like in suspense. You understand? It means that she did the first step, and we can do the ceremony anytime. You understand?
Okay.
Because the earth, the soil are connected. I'm here in Cameroon, for example. If I want I'm standing, yes, on the earth. Is the same ground. You understand? No matter where, because it's if you plant something there, like corn, for example, at the right time, you will get, if you put a seed corn, you will get a corn. No matter the size, you will get something. It means that the ground are connected, are the same. You understand? Because the power of the ground is the same power, because everything come from the ground. She did without ceremony. We can do the ceremony anytime. You understand? Just to complete the action. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Does anybody else have any questions about the Tikar culture or anything for Brother Thomas. I want to mention one thing before I forget. Brother Thomas is working on a book about the Tikar history and the culture. He has a lot of the material already together, all the information already together. He just needs to publish it. So if anybody would like to help Brother Thomas publish the book, find a publisher for the book, that's what we need. He needs to publish that book because his history and culture and civilization group has a whole lot of information about the Tikar people, and he wants to put it in a book form. So if you all would like to help Brother Thomas publish that book, that would be a great thing to do to help Brother Thomas publish that book.
Question, he doesn't want to do it on Amazon?
Brother Thomas, would you like to do it on Amazon? Publish the book? Brother Thomas, are you still there?
Because while you're waiting, it reaches a larger population on Amazon. It makes marketing is so much more, so much easier. It doesn't cost anything to publish it on Amazon, apart from your copyright and your ISBN doing that, but you don't pay to publish it. Each time someone buys, they will tell you how much they'll take for printing and the percentage of the sale, which is the same, because when you put the book in the bookstore, my first book I published in 1999 or 98, and it was 60-40. The store takes 60%, they give you 40%.
Yeah.
If it gets store damage or if it's stolen, you don't get anything. Plus you pay to publish it. And if you don't have a good publisher, which is worldwide, you have to market it yourself. Amazon, I just published my book in December on Amazon. It's free. It's a learning curve if you have never done it before. And it makes it easier for a wider audience, readers, to get the book. And you determine the price. There's a base price that they'll tell you based on the quality paper and the ink you choose. They'll say, well, you can't sell for less than, say, $10 because they have to make money. And that's all they tell you. You can't sell for less than, say, $10. And then you choose how much you're going to sell it for in whatever platform. You set up your bank account and all of that. At the end of the month, they put whatever it is you earn in your bank account.
I got a quick question for you, sister. I just had one that I wrote in that helped publish, and not toot my horn, but it made it to the Library of Congress here, and it's made 2 different levels. The book is called Bountiful Red Acres. It's a part of the history of where I come from. Asking you this question, when you said you make, how much do they charge you when you get your percentage? Or is it based on the percentage of that one particular book, then you get so much? I know I heard you say that they pay you so much. If it's not damaged, you get nothing. Is that with Amazon?
No, that is when you physically put it in the store. So for example, when I published first, there was no Amazon, Amazon. So that's when I did make a lot of money when I published in Jamaica, but I had to do a lot of footwork. But the book really didn't reach a large population. It's just that I was working teaching at a school with 1,500 students, plus teachers, plus the community. So, and I pre-sold the book. But Amazon here, they tell you the minimum price, and you can go and check how many books have been sold, and then you'll know how much you're gonna get per book. You can choose to, but you don't want to price the book out of the reach of the
exactly.
readers.
Right.
So, for example, I price mine that I just get because I want the information out there and I want people to buy the book. So I probably give about $2 something per book. Because the print is $10 because I chose the best paper and ink.
Right.
And so you decide if you want to make more money, then choose cheaper paper, black and white ink. And you can price it higher. But I priced mine fairly, and I think that's a bit minimum because I just wanted the information to go out to the readers.
Okay. Does that also?
Pardon?
Yeah. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but
you can
does that
go
also
and adjust the price.
Go ahead.
You can go and adjust the price whenever you want it.
Okay.
You can just go in, adjust the price. They'll take it off for 2 or 3 days until they check it and you put it back. You can always adjust your price.
Okay. What about? Does that matter if it's in color or black and white?
My book is in color. Yeah, it's more expensive if it's color. It's more expensive if you choose higher quality paper.
Okay.
So you have all of that on the site and you choose your paper, if you really are not, I'm not tech savvy, but I've been doing some stuff around the computer. Right. If you're say an older person, you're not used to it, you may find a bit of challenge designing your own cover, but there are free apps that will help you, for example, Canva. That will help you. You may have to do a lot of reading, but Amazon itself provides the reading with the steps based on the computer you are using. I think they'll tell you how to your paper size, all that you need to format.
Okay.
They will walk you through it. And if you upload and it's not right, they'll send it back, they push it and they'll tell you all you need to fix and so on.
I don't want to make all this about this today, but do they do the editing as well? Do they do the editing for you?
I did my own editing. Nobody would edit for me. No, they don't edit for you. But you can, but nobody, my friends and family said that I'm too picky.
Well, same here. Because I got a family member, I wanted to edit mine. She knows how to do it. And I was trying to get her to do it, but she's got some other things. And I'm looking at some other way of trying to edit it and keep it in the family. I'm funny too.
So what happened is it's good to have someone edit it because you're reading your own mistakes because you read what you thought you wrote. But nobody edits my work because they say I'm too fussy. So when I published the book, I did order an author's copy, but because I published on Amazon.com, they wouldn't send it to me in Canada. So I had to use a US address.
Okay.
My sister got it, but she didn't read it through. She said it was good and things. So I went ahead and I published. And when I got it, there were about 4 minor mistakes in it. So what I did, I had it run for about a month and then I just pulled it, corrected, not major changes, just instead of African, either African, you understand, things like that.
See. Okay.
One time I had a double word and I just pulled it, corrected that, put it back, and in 2 days they made it live again.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at Amazon. I got another one I'm getting ready to publish.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I feel we got Sister Mutit. She got a question.
Yeah, my question was regarding the book. Is it going to be in French as well as English? Because there have been many books published about our families in Cameroon, and because French seems to be the overriding language, books are out there, but we English speakers can't read them. So will it be an English edition as well as French?
Brother Thomas?
That's a good question.
Yes, the book will be in French, both in French and in English, because I want people, our brothers and sisters that are abroad in United States of America, to know our culture and our tradition, because I have 2 books already. They are still in the digital form, and they are in French. but I'm trying to translate those books in English, because the first book concerns or is talking about about our history and how the tradition is functioning. The second book is named Tikari Cosmogony. So to know or to learn how Tikari think, how Tikari consider God, how they practice their tradition, their spirituality. That's what the second book is talking about. I want the two books to be printing or to be publishing both in French and English.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
You're
really
welcome.
good. Yeah, because we seem to have more French-speaking content online, on YouTube, and everywhere. And then, when you speak English, you can't do anything with them. So thank you for doing that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I
Does
have a
anybody else?
question.
Okay.
Yes. What is the name used for the deity God in Tikar or Tamu? Is there
The
one?
name used for the
name used for
can
God.
How do
For
you, yes, the
the
name
king
used
God,
for God.
the person that God the king.
God.
God,
God.
God is Mvenswap. God, Mvenswap, God.
Versam,
Mvenswap, Mven. Let me, it is in two syllables. Mven means the king.
Mm-hmm.
Swap, all the spirit, all the ancestors. Mven swap. So the king of the ancestor, the king of the spirit, that is the meaning of God in Tika. Mven swap.
then Sam.
Mven swap, Mven swap.
How do you write that?
I believe Sister Avanti
It's
put
in
it
the
in the chat.
chat, Marianne. It's in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Can I
Thank
ask a
you.
similar question?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. I wanted to
Yes,
know,
in
is the
in
concept of
Bamileke, the
God
God
being
is C. C. Yes, just C.
In Bamileke, yeah, it's
That
C.
is why.
See,
C?
yes, Bamete
C.
is C. But in Chika
C.
language is Mven swap.
Okay, I'm Bamileke, but I wanted to know what they sound like in both. And the other question is the concept of God, is it like a spirit or is God a man? Is he manifested through the king, through the ancestors? Because, that's the thing that we have to reconcile. When our ancestors left Africa and came to the Americas, whatever ports they got dropped off at, the spirituality was different. We were brought up under Christianity and we embraced it wholeheartedly. And the Most High accepted that from us. But I'm trying to understand, is your concept of God as a man or a spirit?
Uh, in my second book, as far as my research is concerned, God is a spirit. Nobody has seen God. So God, when they call him Vensa, is the king of the spirit. Because when you die in the Chika land, you become spirit. Because you cannot see the spirit, but the spirit is there around you, surrounding you. So God, in our concept, is a spirit.
Can I ask one more question? I don't want to take up too much time. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, go ahead, sister.
How do I begin to connect with the, Bamileke? I'm Bamileke, but even the Tikar, how would I begin to tap into that spirituality? Being a daughter of my ancestor mother was sold into the slave trade, and I consider myself a very spiritual person. But a lot of those things were demonized in Christianity. My husband is a Muslim, but I'm asking you now, how do I begin to have a spirituality that's connected with the Bamileke, or well, I'm Bamileke or Tikar. How would I begin to, tap into that? I know it's so many layers to it. Like, and how would I pray? You know what I mean? Like, do I pray to the creator God, or do I go through the ancestors? How does it work?
The first connection. Yes, the first
I'm
connection.
sorry, I know I sound silly. I'm trying to really understand.
Yes, to connect to your ancestor, you have to come back to your ancestors' land, either in the Bamileke
Yes,
land or the Tikar land. You come back to the
yes,
Tikar land or the Bamileke
yes.
land. They make some ceremony for you, and then you touch your. When they make the ceremony, the enthronement ceremony, for instance, you walk with the empty foot to connect your ancestors.
Like a barefoot.
Yeah, barefoot. You walk with the barefoot, and then your stomach, you don't wear the dress to connect both from heaven and from the ground. You see, that's why you see many our culture, many our tradition, both in Chika land and Bamileke land, you will see when they perform, they are they just wear something under to cover the intimate part, but they walk barefoot, and they don't dress, because when you dress, you prevent your body to connect with your entity, your spiritual entities. So when you walk with barefoot, you connect directly, right to your ancestors. So the first thing is to come back to the motherland, to the Bamileke land or the Chika land, to be connected, and then they will teach you how you pray.
Okay,
how
I'm
you pray your
coming.
ancestors.
I'm
All
coming.
right.
I'm on my way.
You
Because
are
I love
welcome.
nature. I'm from the country. When I was growing up, I was born in 74. We grew our own food. People hunted, fished. While a lot of the kids, we played in the hot sun barefoot. I'm from the country. So, I didn't go to the city till I was a teenager. And everything we ate was natural. We went out and picked our food from the garden. My grandma and them, they went fishing. So
Same here.
I'm with that. We didn't lose all our culture. That's a lie. We didn't lose all our culture in the U.S. It depends on where you're from. All of us that's from the deep south, we kept a lot of our culture. Only thing we really lost is the language.
You know what you do when you're here in the U.S. and you can't connect with and you're not in Cameroon. If your parent is buried here, you go to their grave. You could buy cola nuts. You can break the cola nuts. You could buy palm wine here in the U.S. You could offer the cola nut and libations, for your deceased ancestor. If
Well,
if your mother or your father like to eat or drink a certain thing, you get some of that what they used to enjoy and bring it to their grave site, and you make an
I got
offer and you
something to tell
talk
you.
to them. You talk to them at their grave site,
Well, I
and you
got
pour
something to tell
libations
you.
to them. Hmm.
Okay. I'm the only one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm the only one in my family that's interested in making any connection with Africa. My parents were very young when they had me. And my mother's, because I'm Bamileke on my mother's I'm 100% match. I have no other tribes. I was 100% match with the Bamileke on my mother's side. But here's the thing about my mom. My mom was adopted. So I'm connecting to somebody that I really, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a blessing that the mitochondrial DNA in females, it remains unchanged as females give birth. I mean, I'm into science, so I understand how it works, but my mother was adopted. Her biological mother, who's, Bamileke genes I carry, I don't know her. She's passed away, but I never knew them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really more so going back. I really more so connect with my ancient ancestors because there was a lot of brokenness in them. My parents weren't even married. They were teenagers when I was born. So I'm more so going back to my ancient ancestors. And people always told me I had an old soul. So it's beyond the last couple generations for me. I'm the only one in the family that DNA tested. I've tested with several companies. This was just the last one that I took to really narrow it down for me. So I really want to connect. I'm really more so feeling my ancestors who was stolen during the slave trade. That first female that was brought out of there and taken to the Americas. Because I still got her genetic marker in me. It remained unchanged through the generations.
You could always talk to your ancestors, and if you did not know them or know what type of food or drinks they like, you could pour water as libations for them. Pour water, and if you know your deceased ancestor's name, you call their name and you pour the libations for them.
Yeah, thank
There are
you.
many African markets out there. They sell palm wine, they sell cola nuts. You could offer cola nuts to them and palm wine right here in the United States. You could do that. But it's very important to go to Cameroon and connect on the soil.
I'm
And
going.
do something for them. Yeah.
Going.
Mhm.
I just found out. I
Yes.
just got my results 2 weeks ago. I'm going.
Okay. Well,
Yes, I want.
we're here to help you. If you Bamileke, we got Brother Moncom, we got Brother Tani, we have everybody, to all the
Yes, I
TCARs that are
wanted to.
on the call, we're here to assist you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I would like to add something. I would like to add something about the main reason to travel back here. Because your ancestor remains are here, you understand, like the relic, you understand, and they are already they are disintegrated, but in our tradition, nothing goes, you understand. That is the reason why we used to say that ancestor, they used to remain, they used to they are based on the sacred forest, right? When me, for example, I used to do that dance called kungang. Yes, whenever we want to do it, we do it. We call on ancestors because we have something that we have a lot of things that we pour like that. We offer to the nature like that, and they come and join us. So when they join us like that, there are a lot of signs. You can notice that. The wind. You can just see something like a wind blowing. You can see the sun can shine more again. You can get a sign like just a soft just a sovereign like that. You can get some sign like ants, a lot of ants around the place. There are many indexes, and we used to do it with people like a prophet like Kamsi, like my friend. His name is Ndokmo. Yes, we have in our we know we get men people to support us and to understand, to help us to understand, to give us the timing to do everything. And it's very important to travel because when you travel, you are connected with with the remains of your ancestors. The man is talking about working without shoes. It's very important because when you run, you walk without food, and when you are connected with the nature like that, you stand. You have to stand up in your ancestors' native lands. That is the first step, because when you do it, when you stand like that, you first have things like purification. They purify you. After purification, you you get enlightenment because you dream. You can hear some. You even your even you even how you see things will change. And then when they connect you to your spirituality, you don't need a leader again. You will not need a leader, because our tradition is not like a religion that way you need a godfather to lead you, to teach you how to do, because our spirituality is a personal thing. When they just connect you to the sacred house, they connect you to the ancestors, and you get a revelation. And from the revelation, you understand your spirituality, and your spirituality is personal. You can get gifts, that the gifts that you deserve, because it's like a legacy that the ancestor, when you are connected with them, they will offer what you deserve. You will not need to be like somebody else. So you don't need leader, you don't need a godfather again, when you are just connected to ancestors, and you can continue the process. If you want to increase your power day by day, there you enter to sacred dance and so on, in order to upgrade, to do something like to upgrade. And when you upgrade, they just show you the way, and they give you the power, and you grow. It's not something like that you would need a leader, you would need Godfather anytime. That is why we are saying that our tradition, our spirituality is a true spirituality, is because we don't hold somebody, and we don't capture somebody around, and we don't surrender. We just show you the way, and the ancestors, they do the rest.
Thank you.
I actually
Welcome.
a quick question. I haven't been on the live. Moncam is actually my dad. And I was actually overhearing the conversation, and I was quite intrigued, and I did have a question. I don't know if we have time for it. Can I go ahead?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, and my name's Melissa, by the way. So I personally, like, where my beliefs lie, I'm a Christian. I do believe in the gospel, the good news that Jesus died for our sins. He rose again for justification of our sins. And I believe that salvation is through a personal relationship with God, and believe in the gospel. And that is that Jesus died for your sins. So my question is, how, is that recognized by the Tikar people? Is that something that's recognized? Or and also, is salvation something that, I guess, is brought into the conversation, or is it more like a spiritual belief? Like, how does that, I guess, align with like Christianity, or it just doesn't?
I know personally, I know Tikars that are Christian and Muslims. So, I know that it's really not a problem. Thomas, do you want to give her an answer to the question?
Do you want me to answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Tony.
Yes. Religion is like a philosophy, right? If you the connection with the God, because God in God God is God. If you want to have a philosophy that God exists, if God exists, it means that God is created. But in our religion, God is just is. You understand? Is. When something is something that is not created, right? And our spirituality is to connect you to your to your God, to God, through the through the through the through your authentic tradition. What does that? It means that in our tradition, we don't need you don't need a godfather. You don't need somebody like a pastor, or somebody like a leader. You just need to get what you need. You don't need to be revealed, and to be. It means that it's like a connection. When I say connection, when you connect something to the source, yes, it's like you just when you are connected, when you are Christian, but the Christian philosophy. Even me, I used to go to the church when I want to increase my wisdom. when I want to yes, it doesn't mean that I don't go to the church. But the spirituality is not the church is a tradition. Yes, it's a philosophy. But but the spirituality is a connection. You are connected and you to the authentic to yourself. And from that connection, you are free because you understand who you are, you understand many things, and you have messages. You can do things that you don't know that you are able to do. And it's like this to go back to the native land by spirituality. It's not a problem. You can have your philosophy, but God is God. Even our tradition is like a religion, but it's like a religion because we used to do rituals. But when from the rituals you will get your the answer you need. You will how can I say it? You will get enlightenment. You will understand your spirituality. What really matters is to understand your spirituality is not a matter of philosophy, because we have Muslim, we have even Buddhist, even there are a lot of people that I don't know, Red Cross, and yes, all those things. But that is just a philosophy. It's just a philosophy. It's not a spirituality. Yes.
Yeah,
So
if I have to add something to that, us Bamileke, we don't stop anyone to have any other religion.
Okay.
If you remember when you used to live with your grandmom, my mom, your grandmom, she used to go to church every Sunday. But when I used to be with her, she used to take me to the village as well to do the Bamileke ritual as well. That doesn't
Okay.
mean that because you go to church, you're Christian or you're Muslim, you're not gonna do your Bamileke spiritual things.
Okay. So they go
She was
hand,
involved
yeah.
in the two of them. Even today, she does
Okay.
the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for answering. I think I totally agree with that. It's more of a personal relationship. Um, going to church is more so just to learn more and increase your knowledge, like you said. But the personal relationship is what matters most, and I think it's nice to see how both of them can be integrated together. So yeah, that was my question. Thank you so much. And Dad, I'll let you take your seat.
And you know what? With the ancestral veneration thing, when you bury a family member in a Christian cemetery, and you go put flowers on the grave site when like during Mother's Day or their birthday or whatever, and you go to the grave site and you put flowers on the grave site. That's a form of ancestral veneration right there. When you go to the gravesite, you put flowers on the gravesite and you talk to your loved one. That's no different than it's just a different form of ancestral veneration. It's just showing respect to your ancestors on the heavenly realm. Some of us might say the ancestral realm, or some of us will say in the heavenly realm.
Yeah. If I could share also, and what is your name again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Melissa.
Melissa? Okay, what I would say is from one who was very close to being a minister in the Pentecostal church. I was down hard Christian. What I would say is, if you're Christian and that's where your heart lies, all I can say is to if there's ever a question on either one, just pray on it. The reason I'm here today is because I asked a question when I was about to um, become a minister. I had to ask God what was truth. And my truth led me away from the church. Other people's truth lead them to the church. It's not an either or, it's what's in your heart and what are you comfortable with. But more importantly, it's being true to that. It's being very, very true to whether it's Christianity, Islam, or whatever it is. of being true to that. I've seen so many people go through so many spiritual catharsis of trying to figure this out. When the time is right, if it's ever right for you, the ancestors will let you know, or your spirituality will let you know where you need to go. That's going to be for you. And fortunately, within our culture, as far as Bamileke or Tikar, it doesn't, unlike other religions, it doesn't downgrade you. It doesn't denigrate you for being something else, right? As a Bamileke, it's more or less, if you're going to be a Christian, great, be the greatest Christian you can. Unfortunately, the reverse many times isn't true, right? If you're not Islam, you're infidel, right? If you're not Christian, then if you don't believe in Jesus or whatever, you're not worthy. The beauty of this is it said, okay, if you're Christian, that's great. There's even still a place here within this for you if you choose that. But if you're gonna put all of your time and energy into Christianity, this be the best one you can. And if the ancestors put enough into you that you need to change, then you'll do that if you see a reason to do that.
My thing is God is all knowing. He loves all of his children, and God is all understanding. He knows your God knows your inner thoughts. The supreme being knows the supreme force knows your intentions and knows your thoughts. So as long as your intentions are in the right place, you'll be fine.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the insights. It really helps. And I think this conversation is really important to have. So I do really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
I just think it's a
Thank you.
blessing that someone your age is here with us and asking those questions. However you go, just understand that I'm just excited that you even came here to ask, because we need more young people to even have the conversation with. Doesn't make a difference where you go, but just knowing that there's other things out there that may be for you and being open to it, I think that's just the beauty in and of itself.
No, for sure. I agree.
Does anybody else have any burning questions that they want to ask? That they're confused about, that they're from the Cameroonian group we have, or the history Tikar group we
You have
have?
a couple questions. You got a couple hands up there.
So I have a question about Christianity today in Cameroon. Is it generally the blue-eyed, white-skinned Christian philosophy that, that's Jesus, that's God, or is it something else?
Good question. Brother Tani?
Yes. I would like to explain something. Jesus in Christianity, Jesus is like something, let me say, something that we decide is some energy that we decide to charge. Yes, to charge by prayer. As I explained last time here, I say that when you think, when you talk, when you think over about something, and when you focus on something, you liberate a quantity of energy. So it means that if you believe that Jesus exists, it means that you liberate a quantity of energy that that goes to the universe and charge the they used to call it egregor. We can decide that because it's like it's a religion, no? It's a religion. When I say that it's a religion, you cannot say that Jesus exists, but you just believe. When you believe, you liberate energy, concentration, in order to charge that energy. The more people are charging the energy, the energy is growing. And even if you don't believe and you have a faith, even me as a traditionalist, I can have a faith and decide that I need that energy to heal somebody. I can use the energy because if the energy exists, what really matters is the energy that you charge. Because if you decide, as I'm speaking like that, liberate a quantity of energy, but if I focus that energy on, for example, Jesus, I will charge the energy, and the energy will shine. And if somebody needs to use that energy for increase, for do something like healing and everything like that, he can beg, he can ask for the energy and see the result. But that energy is limited because it is not it's just a new energy, because Jesus is a Jesus is a concept that came around let me say for 2000 years, yes, 2025 years like that. But ancestors were there. It's a matter of I think billion of years. It means that if you connect yourself to ancestors, it means that you just increase and go to the energy that has been charged for billions of years. You understand? That is the reason why when you connect to the sacred forest, to the ancestor, you don't no more need Godfather, because you are complete, you are full. You understand? But in the religion, you will need godfathers, you will need leaders, and you will never be free, because you have to follow a doctrine. You have to follow common way rituals till you die. But with the ancestors, just when you are complete, and you are free. You understand? That is the difference, because in our spirituality, they connect you to the source, they connect you to your ancestors, and you are free. That is the difference.
Connection.
Yes, I want to conclude by saying that religion is
some real profound stuff right now,
religions are good because
yeah, he probably
religion
is, but I have to say, I think he's answering a different question than what I asked. I'm a Christian, okay?
Yeah.
My question, because I've heard said from Cameroonians have told me this, that Christians there, that there's a saying, if you see a white person, you've seen God, so you don't even need to go to church. And Brother Takmi, I totally agree with you, and I follow you when you say the energy that's given, you know, it's almost like it builds, right? I am with you there. My question, though, is how is Christianity practiced there? Is it practiced with the focus is Jesus, who is the, you know, the intermediary? Does he look like me, or I am the opposite? Because that energy is hugely important. And so I want to understand how are most Cameroonians who are Christian, right? Do they think Jesus is blue-eyed and white-skinned, or do they think something else?
I could tell you, I've been to Cameroon, I've been to multiple countries in Africa, and they do have the same images of Jesus as you would have, like, you know, with the blonde hair, blue eyes, or whatever. In all African countries, you have different denominations of Christians. You have Catholic, you have Protestant, all those different sects of Christianity. You have all those different sects in Africa as well. So they, and some people over there in the motherland in Africa will argue you down about a picture of a white Jesus. So it's personal. Each person has their own concept of what who God is, and Jesus and the image of Jesus. It's the same thing over there as it is over here in the United States. You see Africans with that same picture of the white Jesus, same picture.
I
Yeah.
yeah,
Something very fast. Yes, to answer your question again, I mean, yes, it's true what Brother Marco just said. So it's the same Jesus. But what you're going to find with the Bamileke is like, my family, they're very, very Christian. But what they do, they'll be going to church on Sunday. But when they got a problem, they're not going to go to the priest. They're going to go in the village to get it sorted. They're going to go and consult the camps in the village, or they're gonna go to the school in the village to speak to the school to ask, because what we believe is that even through we speak to the school, we ask favor to the school, and then the school can ask it to God. So you connect with God through your ancestor. So you speak to the ancestor gonna take everything you ask them, they're gonna connect to God, and then they're gonna bring you the answer. That's the way we believe. So doesn't matter if you go to church every Sunday, you got baptized, you got everything, but when you got like a spiritual issue, you go straight to the village to get it resolved.
May I say something? What I found interesting is when I went to Ethiopia and we went to the church in Lalibela, the rock-hewn church. It was interesting to see the pictures of Jesus and the pictures of the Madonna and Child. The early pictures, how dark the images were, woolly hair, dark skin, and to see eventually, as it got closer to our time, Jesus and Mary ended up white, with blue eyes and blonde hair. We asked them about it. And they tried to be political at first, till eventually they told us the truth that Europeans, the priests,
Yeah, they're artists
that's
like
what they,
Michelangelo and on them.
yes, that's what
Just
they wanted.
repainted the images.
Exactly, but the good thing about it is that they have not, well, not sure, but there are still some of the older pictures for us to see the change in mindset, whether it's mindset, belief, or politics. So so what I'm trying to say, in one church, same Madonna and Child, in the same church, from dark colored with woolly hair to blonde, blue eyes, and white.
Yeah, thank you. That's good. Well, we got Sister Mutik. She got her hands up for a long time ago. So you go ahead, Queen Mother.
I just wanted to interject that I think, number one, we're all here in this group, not by accident. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you look out and around, I would say that we're at a point of reckoning. We're reconciling and reckoning with who we are. And the majority of us on this call were born outside of the continent of Africa. But there's something in us that's pulling us back. There's something in us that's letting us know that we're not quite settled, be it ancestry, be it knowledge of who we are, be it knowledge of our belief systems. So I think we need to just step back and consider that we're in a very special time in the history of mankind. And we're going back because we were chosen. We have been chosen among our families, among our communities, to be those seekers that are looking to not only find our way back, but to reconcile with what we have taken as a truth or belief and questioning it or turning it upside down. Secondly, for the children, somebody spoke that our children are not really asking these questions or whatnot. I disagree. There are many of our children that are questioning now and have been questioning because things just aren't adding up for them. And not only are they questioning, they're looking for answers and they're seeking out answers. So for us on the call today, we are on a quest, not of our own making. We were called to do this work. And I'm putting work in quotes because it is a work. It's a work that we're going to challenge things that we've been told and felt as truth. We're going to question that, and that's going to be difficult. We're going to come to that place of cognitive dissonance. Is that true, what I was raised to believe? Or is there another truth that's seeking me? So I just want to tell you to let that sit in your spirit for a minute, because we're here not by accident. None of this is an accident. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to quickly introduce my best friend, Jose. Jose is an African born in Haiti. So he's just first time they meeting. Jose, how you doing? Happy Haitian Flag Day anyway. Hello, Jose. Okay, he's there, but it's not talking. Okay. That's good. You go ahead, Brother Michael.
Happy Haitian Flag Day to all my Haitian brothers and sisters. Does anybody have anything else that they want to ask? A burning desire? Like, I've always wondered this about the Tikar people, always wondered this about the culture, or anything like that? No, Thomas is here.
I put a question in the chat.
Okay,
can you see that?
This is Edith Massey. I have one quick question. I don't know. Quick. What is required to make a connection in the Tikar land with your ancestor?
Just come to Cameroon. You know, there are people in the village that'll be happy to receive you in the village. There's nothing really. There's just, just come.
But there are 7. Will you go to each of the 7?
You go to any one of them. They're so close to each other. You could. It's a short drive to each one. Some of them are right next door to each other. You could walk from one chiefdom to another. In some cases, you could probably visit most of the major Tikar kingdoms within maybe like 2 or 3 days. You could visit, most of the major ones in 2 or 3 days. Bankim and Bagba is right down the road. It's just a short car drive. Bandam is you can just drive down the road. Nietzsche, all of them are near each other. But, the main thing to get there and go to one of them, you could visit I visit maybe about 3 of them in one day when I was there, So going to any, but it's good to, when you go, you can get connected to whatever village you feel drawn to that you might see online, or if you connect with somebody from a particular chiefdom, more than likely you'll be received and welcome and accepted in that village. But if you're accepted in one Tikar village, you're accepted in all of them. Bang Kim, Bandam, and Gambe Tikar. If you're a notable and princess in one, you're a notable princess in all of them. You're recognized. They'll accept you. They don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it would require traveling with, for example, you or Avanti, correct?
You don't have to necessarily travel with us, but we can help you out.
We got a trip coming in February, so we're going in Cameroon from the 1st team. So in time, we're gonna release all the information about the trip in terms of the code and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be from the 1st to the 16th. And then we're going to the Tikar land as well. So I'm speaking with Thomas at the moment. So we're gonna be able to do something on the Tikar land. So we're gonna be visiting the Tikar and the Bamileke land as well.
So I don't have to worry about, anything else. Just going.
No,
I can.
We're gonna be there. We're all gonna be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what? The sister that had the question about the ashes, you could do whatever you want to do with your loved one's ashes, but you could also keep it in the vase or whatever it is, and create an altar. Create an altar. Put your loved one's picture behind it, and you can communicate with your loved one like that. With the having the picture of your ancestor with the ashes in front of the picture on the altar, and you can communicate with your ancestors like that, right in the privacy of your own home, or wherever you have your ancestors' ashes, because that's those ashes are a part of your ancestor. It's actually their bones. Those are actually their bones. You have them on, create an altar, put their picture up on it, and communicate with them from there.
Okay, that's actually a good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Brother Michael.
Yes.
Quick question. What could disqualify you or not be accepted as a Tikar person at Bamileke?
Will disqualify you?
Or say they're not accept you? Because the reason I'm asking that, you use the term, if you are accepted, then you're accepted by all. What would not allow you to be accepted?
You're gonna be accepted, but I'm just.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, but if you're accepted by all of them. And if you get received in Magba, you know what I'm saying, and they tell you, welcome, Tikar Prince or Princess. If you go to Bartikong or you go to Bang Kim, they're gonna receive you just the same way. They're gonna call you Prince or Princess or whatever title, or however they addressed you when you went over there. They're gonna address you the same way in any Tikar chiefdom.
Yeah. So what you're saying, no one has not been accepted.
I've never seen anybody that was not accepted.
Right.
They welcome everybody. I mean, my experience with a Tikar reception, I've never had a reception like that. I think Tikars give one of the biggest receptions, and I've had a big reception in Sierra Leone too, amongst the Mende, but African people in general, they're going to receive you.
Right.
You're going to be welcome. Big reception amongst the Tikars. And when I was received in Bamenju, the Bamileke chiefdom, I had a big reception there. Everybody in the village came out. I was invited to Fo Sokuju's home. His wife cooked for me. One of his wives cooked for me, and I actually sat in his home, in his dining room, and ate with the family.
Right.
So you're gonna be well received anywhere you go.
What if your DNA doesn't say Tikar Bamileke, but you show DNA that has Cameroonian roots.
Well, if you have Cameroonian roots and you come to the land, are you talking about finding a Cameroonian match?
Well,
Like
I
a
already have a
relative match?
match. Yep. Well, I got a match
Yeah.
with Brother Markham. So, because see, mine doesn't say that, because both my tests, maternal and paternal tests, came back Nigeria, Fulani, Burkina Faso, and Yoruba, Igbo, all of those.
But you know what? That's just one line out of many lines
Exactly.
that we have
Yeah.
in our DNA.
Exactly.
And if the African ancestry lineage test traced you back to the Bamileke or the Tikar, there's somebody in that
It's from
lineage.
there.
Yeah, it's from there.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay.
So you don't have to be looking for any more match, brother Jerry. I mean,
exactly.
I'm your cousin, so doesn't matter what village I goes, you come
exactly.
Gotcha. Because my wife is related to him as well. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, brother Marco, let me ask you a question. I know that you got Bamileke and you got Chika. So, where do you feel more comfortable?
Well, I feel comfortable in Bamenju in the Bamileke. I feel comfortable all over Tikar land.
Yeah,
I think the Tikars gave me the stronger reception when I went there. But I'm welcomed in Bamenju for sure. Fo Sokuju, he knows who I am when he sees me, you know, and his family knows me and accepts me, you know. But I'm going to be honest with you, with my reception amongst the Bamilekes was not as strong and as welcoming as the Tikars. The Tikars gave me a very strong reception. I think the Bamilekes are coming around a little bit more now, because when I first took my African ancestry test back in 2007, and people started connecting with the Bamilekes, a lot of people were skeptical as to whether the DNA tests were true or not, if it was real, you know. And I think I've seen it come from highly doubting the results, to people they're becoming more accepting of the results now. So, you know, it all depends on the person. You might have some T-cars that be like, oh, I don't believe that, you know. But hey, you know, if I'm received, I'm received, you know. You know, in one Bamileke group, you know, when I posted that I was received, and I posted my pictures with Fo Sokuju, some of them, you know, were saying, you know, were doubting my connection to the Bamileke people and everything like that. And, you know, and some of them were, you know, talking kind of crazy. And I said, you know what? I don't care if you accept me or not. You know what I'm saying? The king's family accepted me. The king accepted me. So I don't need no acceptance from anybody else.
High
You
level,
know. So that's all that matters. As long as you're received in the village and you're welcomed by the Fo or the Fawn or whatever, that's all that matters. Anybody else, you know, standing on the sidelines doubting and talking, they could do that. You know, they could do that. That's on them. But don't let that affect your spirit. If you have a negative response from anybody.
Exactly.
And I also
Thank
know
you.
that you've been in Cameroon twice. So, what sort of advice will you give to somebody who's going there for the first time?
I'd say just relax and go with the flow. You know, you can get all your the shots that you need to get. You know, take your malaria medication, and I always tell everybody, expect the unexpected, because you know you're traveling to an area where some places are not as developed. You might have some, you might travel some bumpy roads. You might go to some areas where you're not gonna, you might be in some rural areas where you don't have modern facilities and bathrooms and stuff like that. Like when I was in my Tikar, Chiefdom Kong, I took a bath outside behind in the village. Behind not behind the palace. I took a bath outside. They got the buckets of water for me, and they got me the soap and something to scrub my body, and I took a bath outside. You know, so you got to be prepared to do things like that. Bring yourself some mosquito repellent, spray yourself down or whatever, and take care of yourself. You coming to Cameroon, if you don't feel that comfortable bathing in certain places, bring some body wipes with you. You can buy body wipes in the supermarket. Buy body wipes with you, and when you're not in the hotel, and because most hotels have bathrooms with running water. If you're not at a hotel with or near any place with running water, bring your body wipes with you. And go to the supermarket, buy some body wipes. That's all I could say about going to Cameroon.
Always make
when
sure you carry your mineral water with you. So the water
buy bottled water. You can buy
drink
bottled water in Cameroon. I drink bottled water every day in Cameroon. Bottled water, and they have soft drinks there. They have pasteurized juice that you could drink. That's safe for you to drink. The food, just make sure you observe the food handling practices. Make sure whatever you're eating is hot off the grill. Hot. Because when you cook it to a certain temperature, it kills most of the bacteria that causes foodborne illness. So just make sure your food is hot when you're eating it. You don't want to eat room temperature food or food that's been sitting out for a while. You want to eat it fresh off the stove, fresh off the grill. That's the main thing. And bring everything you need just in case you have an upset stomach. Your Pepto-Bismol or your Imodium. Bring all that stuff with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those don't really work. You need the prescribed diarrhea medication. Because the over-the-shelf one doesn't kill the bacteria.
Right.
It just masks it. So make sure you get a prescription from the doctor and get that strength diarrhea medication. And I'm talking from experience.
I am.
Not a pro in Africa. I've been to just 4 countries, and I see the difference when I took the prescription versus when I forgot to ask the doctor for the prescription and I had to take the over-the-counter medication.
Yeah, well, I took Pepto-Bismol with me and Imodium, and I've been to 7 African countries, and it's been Pepto-Bismol worked fine for me. Anytime I felt my stomach rumbling, boop, took a shot, and that was it. Settled my stomach.
We need to be like Michael.
Yeah. But whatever you feel comfortable with, and you could buy Imodium at the supermarket or in the pharmacy. You could buy Pepto-Bismol in the dollar store, and it's worked fine for me. I also got my typhoid vaccination. You could do that. You could protect yourself from typhoid and cholera before you go.
But they only need yellow fever. But
yes, you only need yellow fever. But when you go into certain villages and certain people might not have the same food handling practices, so it might be good to protect yourself against typhoid or cholera or stuff like that. The main protection is hand washing and watching what you eat. Watch the people that's preparing your food. You don't have to be outwardly making it obvious that, you know, and if you don't feel comfortable eating something, just turn it down, like, you know, or act, or you receive some, act like you eating it, and then put it down and say, you know, and act like you're full or whatever, you know. Just try not to be offensive and reject it, and just say, or you could say, hey, I just ate. I'm just going to take a little bite, and that's it. I'm going to take this with me to go. And that's it. Just try not to be offensive.
I think we've been here for quite long. And if there's no more questions, we're going to let, close the meeting. Any questions, anything anyone want to ask, anyone want to share?
Hey, Thomas, are you still there?
I think
Yes,
Thomas
I'm
is
good.
on. We got
Are you
Tani.
still there, Thomas?
Tani is still there.
Okay. No, because I wanted to ask. I already know what the answer is, but I've seen the question asked in the rooms about the twins with the T cars. The answer is in the group that we run, the African Ancestry DNA Cameroonians, about what the names of the twins and all that information is in the group. Just search within the group. A lot of the answers are there.
Yes. Yes, concerning the twins,
Mhm.
the twins are considered here like thief, like sheep. Yes, like chief. It means that I explained last time the mystery behind the birth. When you are born, if you are born alone, you come out with the feet, because there are some children that first show the heat, and they remove the heat. The man is a normal. But even though his spiritually is not identified like a spiritual child, unless he has another, there is something else that he hides. But yes, the twins here, there's a mystery behind the birth of the twins, because the twins, they have some extra power. They have some extra power. That is the reason why they came with their name. Because yes, they came with their name. You have to identify. You have to give them their name. For example, my children are called many. I added many at the end of their names in order to show that they are twins. So in Bamileke land, we don't consider twins only the children that came or like two at the same times. You can come out with a brangle. You can come out with a cap. You can come out with the teeth. Yes, and when you grow like that, you can some even um uh, with umbilical cord, yes, around your neck or around your foot like that, or around you are considered like a twin that come alone, and those children have a a spiritual power already, and they can do things. Maybe if when they are angry, they just communicate with with the uh, with the spirit, with the spiritual side of the earth, because they are born with power, and you don't need to work a lot in order to activate their power. And we used to do ceremony. We used to do ceremony and feed the population. Yes, and thing like a festival, like a very big festival like that, where they used to introduce them. They give them some power, or some they used to worship them like they're like kings. Yes, Yes, even me, for example, I was born with umbilical cord around my neck like that. It's considered, yes. I was born. I came out with uh, uh, the after bed at the same time. I was inside the after bed like that, and they have to tear it. And when they remove it, they remove me inside. I was like tied with that umbilical head. That's why I have a title. I'm a they used to call me Majesty. They used to call me a chief like that, even though I'm not a twin. But in Bamileke land, you are considered like a twin when you come with signs. You understand? So I give birth to twins. Yes, among my children, there are someone that came with foot, with feet. There are some other one that came two at the same time like that. Yes, that's why they call me tiny, because when you are tiny, you cannot remove your cap. This cap like that. You cannot remove your cap in front of a king like that, because you have a title that is you have a title, natural title. Yes, that's why I used to they used to invite me when there are some big ceremony like that. I used to come like a like some of the rulers. Yes, so it's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift when you give title to when you give birth to twins here. And I remember some last month or yes, last month or there about like that. I explained a lot of things concerning the mystery behind the birth. It's not the only mystery, because there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that you really have to understand when we are here. And there are some other indexes that we used to hide, because if you reveal it like that, they can activate many things. There are a lot of things that we used to hide. The trees, ancestry understand many things, because we have some formula that goes with some type of people. Yes. So that is the only thing that I can say concerning. But if you give birth to twins, it means that you are somebody that are protected, because the twins they used to protect their father from a lot of dangers. Yes, from a lot of dangers. You can decide one day to go to travel, and one of those twins they will carry either they can hide your passport, and they have a and some of those children, they have totems. Do you know totem? Yes, they are connected. They are related with some animals. So we don't. Yes, they can communicate with snakes. They can communicate with some eagles. Yes, eagles like that, or many things. Yes. For example, this one a, is a skin of a animal. Yes, an animal that yes, when I was in Baminda, somebody offered me. He says that he was waiting for me and in the street, that I deserve it. Yes, because the man was like a prophet. And when I dreamed, I had the dream some uh, 2 years back, that they showed me this thing. I just took it, because he offered me. The man was waiting on me along the road. When I walk along the road, I went there to lecture some farmers, and the man says that I'm waiting for you. Yes, I went to Konjok. This is in another place. Somebody offered me a a a, a stick like that. That man was a king of Mabombe, a small village there. Took it. That is last year. That is because there are a lot of people that used to see. And when you are connected with your native land like that, you can vibrate when you walk like that. And you see a lot of people look running behind you like that, and bringing their problems and asking for advice, and you are inspired that day, and you tell them many things that are true. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think it's we've been on here for some time. I just want to say one more thing before I leave. You know, we try to answer a lot of everybody's questions, and sometimes questions may be asked about different dances and different things about the secret societies or the processions and everything like that. You know, secret societies are just that, secret. A lot of things you know, I don't even, if I'm not a part of the secret society, I can't tell you about something that I'm not initiated in. So I might not have the answer for everything. And me personally, when I see certain things from the jujus or the masquerades, I don't ask no questions. I just enjoy what I see. When you get to Cameroon and you're in the village, you can ask questions when you get to the village, you know, and certain things you're not gonna get an answer on, you know. So you just see it and enjoy the culture. You know, if you could get an answer, that's fine, but a lot of times you're not gonna get an answer. And I'm a notable, but I'm not initiated into a lot of the secret societies, so I can't tell you everything. You know, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So, but when you go to the village and you go to Tikar village or Bamileke village, you can ask questions then. And even a lot of Tikars and Bamilekes that you meet, they don't know everything. You know, recently I corrected somebody that had made a statement about, you know, the Tikar chiefdom that I'm from. And they're Tikar, and the chiefdom that they're from is right next door to the chiefdom that they made the statement about. And they did not know. So everybody doesn't know everything. So, you know, you just be mindful of that. Just because someone was born a Tikar or born a Bamileke don't mean they know everything about the culture. And certain things you just observe and enjoy it, and you know, ask about it. If you don't get an answer, don't say, oh, this brother don't know nothing, he don't know nothing. You know, sometimes it's not for that person to know. The person might not be initiated into that secret society, so they can't give you an answer. But anyway, I hope everybody got something out of the session today, and I'm sure we'll get Thomas back again, and maybe have some other Tikars and Bamilekes on that could answer everybody's questions.
Brother Michael, just
Yes.
take this for the next session when we do have it. You don't have to answer it now. Is it customary or is it right or wrong? Because I keep hearing, you know, you go talk, the men talk to men. Is it okay to ask them questions? Can a man ask a woman a question, etc.? You can take that for the next time, because since we've been here for a while.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Brother Michael. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
So we're gonna let our
You're
sister
welcome.
Muchit close the meeting. You know, anyone got anything to add? When she speak, the meeting is closed after her. We're giving a break to Queen Mother.
I just
today.
want to say to my family, just continue to open yourselves to whatever may flow unto you. And again, I want to stress, none of this is accidental. You have been divinely chosen by the Almighty and your ancestors to be that one to break whatever is holding you and us back. So with that, have a good week. If God wills, if the Creator wills, we will meet again next Sunday. And I look forward to seeing you.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Queen Mother.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Now, peace.
Peace.
Good night. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.